Okay, so I've had to redo this several times because when I add the overlays and the videos in, the audio doesn't want to sync up right. So if it's wrong, again, I'm not fixing it. I'm sorry. Just bear with me through this video. It's not going to be very long, I promise. Maybe like 5 or 6 minutes. I just want to talk about something that I think is really cool. Everybody knows who the Mona Lisa is, right? If not, I'll put her picture up right here. It's a portrait by Leonardo DaVinci. Wow, that was barely English. By Leonardo DaVinci. And I actually saw this article a few years ago where they had taken this really high-tech camera that's able to look through each individual layer of paint, and what they found was a separate portrait under what we know as the Mona Lisa. A completely different girl in a different outfit with a different background, looking like her face is not the same, she's not looking the same way. I think she has actual eyebrows. So instead of this portrait of Mona Lisa that we now have, also this one. Wow, what is my light doing? I'm sorry. Yeah, so I think I've seen the article. I saw it a few years ago, like I said, but I've seen it on CNN, which I don't watch because I don't like to be lied to. I've seen it on Good Morning America, I think, and I've seen it even on, obviously, France's news sources, because that's who discovered it. The painting is kept in France in the Louvre, the museum over there, which hopefully I'll get to go to one day. Probably not, but hopefully. So here's the video that I watched when I first found this, and I don't really have anything else to talk about after this. I'll find something to talk about probably, but after this the video is pretty much over, so thank you for watching. Yeah.
And finally, a high-tech face peel may have uncovered a secret hidden by the Mona Lisa's famous grin. A French scientist says he's used multi-spectral light technology to look through every layer of paint applied by Leonardo da Vinci. He claims he has uncovered 3 paintings beneath Mona Lisa, each showing a different woman. Critics are doubtful, but one historian calls the development jaw-dropping. The critics are saying that those other paintings were really just earlier drafts, but the man who spent a decade on this said they are different women with different expressions looking in different directions.
They look kind of the same there.
Well, this guy spent 10 years. Do you have a multi?
No, really, all of a sudden you're experts.
According to my untrained eye.
And like I said, it's been a few years since I first seen this article, so you guys have probably maybe even seen it if you're into like art stuff. I just think it's so cool how, like, we've had the Mona Lisa on debut in the Le Louvre, the museum in France, that's what it's called, for so long, for centuries probably. And we've not known that this was back there for this long. That's crazy to think that we have the technology to figure this kind of stuff out. I'm so washed out. Oh my gosh. I don't have like an actual camera. I film on my cell phone, so I don't feel like pulling out the ring light, because then you can't see my eyeballs. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I think the second painting is pretty cool. Like, what if this had been where Leonardo decided to stop, and that would have been what we now know as the Mona Lisa. Or maybe she would have had a different name entirely. Who knows? I'm sorry for my birds. They don't know when to be quiet. Ever. Even when they're sleeping, they make noise. Yeah. I just say, like, ever since I was little, I have hated the Mona Lisa painting. It is so creepy. I don't like the way her face looks. I don't like the way that she's like, I don't like the Mona Lisa. I think it's cool that they have preserved that piece of art for so long, but I don't like her face. I never have. I've never liked that painting. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went to France and went to the Louvre, the museum that it's in, I would like walk right past it. It's not even, like, you would think that the Mona Lisa is like a huge picture, right? It's not. It's only like maybe this long, this wide. It's pretty small. You can look up pictures of it on the wall. It's tiny. I think it's not even 2 feet tall. I don't even know the exact measurements, but I know it's not very big. I learned that when I was in French in high school. But I have never liked the Mona Lisa. I think, like I said, it's cool that we can preserve art like that for centuries and even, you know, more time than that. But I don't like her. But I do think that the story is cool, that they were able to develop a technology to see past layers of painting, which the human eye cannot do, because that could help with a lot of like lost art, or we don't know who the artist is. If there's like an inscription on the layer that we can't see, yeah. But no, I just don't with the Mona Lisa. And you know, I just remembered that I had heard this a while back when I was first learning about like the Mona Lisa and stuff. Some people think that the Mona Lisa, which I think now is kind of debunked since we found this other portrait. This light is so bright it's hurting my eyeballs. We found this other portrait. People have thought that the Mona Lisa is how Leonardo imagined himself as a woman. That's what he would look like as a woman. And I kind of think that that's like the dumbest thing ever. I mean, it might be true, who knows, but I kind of feel like that's so dumb. Like, he had a lot of other things to do than imagine himself as a woman. So I think that theory, if I can even call it that, is kind of dumb.